One is they plan for churn. They already knew that election years, every 4 year, the election year traditionally is bad for at least the marketing industry because budgets are slashed. There's a lot of uncertainty. People don't know, and they're clutching their purses a lot tighter. So they plan for churn, right? And we know that there's a lot of agencies out there that don't. They hire up to their fill. They don't expect that there's going to be any type of churn rate. They think they're going to hold on to these clients that they land forever. And then when their clients leave and they don't have a pipeline built up, or a strategy or a plan or an acquisition plan, they have a really hard time, right? And they get really scared, really very fearful, very fast. So one, planning for churn. 100%, that is something that every marketing agency should be planning for. And if you don't have that number yet, Mr. Agency Owner, you at least need to just pick it out, right? You can obviously do a ton of research yourself, but a very healthy mentality is it's just expect you to lose 20% of your business every single year. Every dollar you earn, expect to lose it in a 6 to 12 month cycle, right?
Yeah, that's a good way to put it, Zach. Honestly, too, one thing that we've noticed in our agency even is when you're prepared, like for those, I call them seasons, when you're prepared for those seasons, oftentimes you're prepared for them. So even if you don't go through that season like you were expecting, like it's such a blessing. You're like, wow, this is great. You can reward your team. You can give promotions. You can hire more. And that's what you want to do as a business owner. So
yes. Yeah. It's so nice to over prepare and we all say like set low expectations and then over deliver. That's pretty common in the marketing industry, but we need to do the same thing with our agencies, with our businesses. Expect there to be a high churn, and then when there's not, great, then you're already stocking up your war chest for the next season, right? Or you're taking that money and then you're leveraging the opportunity cost and you're saying, okay, I'm going to reinvest back into my business and grow and scale into net new services, or higher quality people or a bigger team or that new system, whatever it may be, right? Or in the other case, you're saying into acquiring another agency, right?
Roll
Especially
it up.
Agency that aligns. Roll it up. Because you're right. There's several, gosh, I mean, I think on LinkedIn alone, if you look up, just type in marketing agencies worldwide, I think it's over 800,000 marketing agencies.
Yeah. It's funny you say that. I got the exact number for the US market. It's 104,000 agencies. It's a little over 104,000 agencies in the US market.
Man,
it's a lot. A lot of competition, guys.
That's a lot of competition. And agencies are some of the easiest businesses to spin up. And so we've seen it. Sometimes you have a glorified freelancer, a solopreneur, right, who has their own agency, and they take business from a well-established, seasoned agency that's been around for years, that has a team, because guess what? The cost to learn, Google ads, the cost to learn how to build a website, it's not that high. And so it's very easy to kind of have those businesses, swap in between different agencies all the time, hence the churn.
As a business owner or an entrepreneur, it's low risk going in because a lot of it's based on your time. Now, if you're young, if you're older, you got more responsibilities. I speak with a little experience of this. You take on more risk when you start new businesses, et cetera, because, you have a burn rate of a personal finance, right? Like whatever that is,
Oh, geez. Yes.
You got a burn rate there. But all that to say, it's like, kind of going back to risk. That's another really strong point for the success of agencies in 2025. Talking about planning for success and making sure you're taking care of churn and potentially, using the capital that you've earned from the year prior to roll up and purchase a boutique agency's book of business. There's another thing that I've seen a lot of, which is risk mitigation. Being a business owner, oftentimes you're forced to face the fact that you have what we call profit and loss, whether you like to admit it or not. And that risk that comes in from that, I know personally I've lost sleep at night several times when I have a month where my highest paying client doesn't want to pay their invoice on time. And I'm like, whoa, what about payroll? Whatever it is. So it's to me, it's like, how to mitigate that risk as much as you can, whether that being pushing out cash flow, things like that. And that comes in different variations, whether you're getting a line of credit for your business as an agency, or you're pushing your cash flow out. Like I get after Zach all the time, treat your business like a savings account, Zachary. I'm calling him out on the show, but I love it. He's my business partner. Gotta love him. But all that to say, it's like having a plan, but also learning how to mitigate that risk is super important. So when you do have a dry season, you're able to have that dry season and still focus on investing in the right things, like your team, the company as the processes, that kind of stuff. That has led a lot of success for our agency this year, but also a lot of the agencies we're partnered with,
Yeah, really cash flow, right? Leveraging how much risk you're able to take on is almost directly equated to how much cash flow you have, right? So, there are agencies we work with that are only project based. Now that's kind of tough for cash flow, because you might be able to sell, a 20 or 50K website right off the back. That's great. That's awesome.